6.4 magnitude earthquake, 10:35 this morning. We are now going to a press conference that's about to get underway out at Caltech where Dr. Lucy Jones will be talking about, among others, about what we felt today and where the fault line was. And here she is, Dr. Lucy Jones.
Level of shaking. Here in Los Angeles, in the metropolitan area, people felt it, but of course we were too far away to have it be doing any damage. Just start off right now, we are just a half an hour into this process. We have no information about damage. That also does not come to us. That goes through the Governor's Office of Emergency Services. This is an isolated enough location that that's going to have greatly reduced the damage. At 6.4, this is the largest earthquake recorded in Southern California since 1999.
That's not a weather map necessarily behind meteorologist Anthony Yanez. He is in our first alert weather center with more today on the earthquakes and the aftershocks and the impact of those aftershocks and the quake as well. Anthony.
Yeah, and Robert, with our system, we can do more than just track storms. You can, of course, track earthquakes, and that's what we've been doing all day long. These are all of the earthquakes from today, and I really want to draw your attention. We are still getting these aftershocks that are greater than a 4.0 magnitude. Here's the latest. They're a little larger circles, so here's one, and then we've got another one right here. Both of these 4.0s. That makes 14 total today. There were 2 before the 6.4, 12 aftershocks that were greater than 4 magnitude. These are all of the aftershocks total when you include the 1s, the 2s, and the 3s. 219 aftershocks along 2 different fault lines. Also notice they're starting to grow a little bit. It's starting to go out a little farther off to the southwest and to the northwest. And so it's really kind of starting to move out a little bit. I wanted to draw your attention to the San Andreas Fault because this always makes us think about the big one, a quake in the southern San Andreas Fault that would move along. A few things to think about. Officially, this one lasted 5 seconds. Northridge was 15 seconds. The southern San Andreas Fault, the shaking would last 2 minutes, if you can imagine that. And I know a lot of us felt like that 5 seconds felt more like 20 seconds. A magnitude 6.7 going along the southern San Andreas Fault line, a 20 to 60% chance that this actually happens within the next 30 years, and that's in our lifetime. The worry also is that this fault, with all of the different faults in Southern California, that would create multi-fault ruptures, so there'd be more earthquakes on some of these other fault lines. It's really the key is surviving after the quake, because these things just happen. If you have the app, you'll get a little bit of a warning, but otherwise you've really got to have a plan afterwards. And these are a couple of different things to think about. You always hear the drop cover and hold on, but afterwards, text, don't call. Those phone lines on a big one are going to be locked up quick. If trapped, don't scream. You're going to waste all your energy and take up all the oxygen. Do you smell gas? You got to turn off the gas. Do you know how to do that at your house? Also have shoes close by. The last thought I want to leave you with, after Northridge, most of the hospital visits and most of the urgent care was from people with cut feet because of glass breaking around their house. They got out of bed and they were stepping on glass, cutting their feet. Have shoes close by. Back to you.
All right, good tips. Thank you so much. Well, tonight, Ridgecrest is in a state of emergency. We have 2 reporters there tonight. We're going to begin with NBC4's Beverly White live at Ridgecrest Hospital. Beverly.
Well, Kathy, Ridgecrest Regional Hospital is closed except for the ER. They even transported their intensive care patients. They airlifted them for safety. And it's no wonder, as this community is reeling from this morning's earthquake and still rattled by anxiety and aftershocks tonight. In the town of Ridgecrest, it wasn't fireworks, but earthquake-damaged gas lines that sparked this house fire on Sunland Street. The owner walked away but lost 2 classic cars.
It was an inferno in the front end of the garage. Not the entire garage, just the front end.
Other neighbors rode out the 6.4 shaker inside mobile homes, not clean off their foundations.
My chair fell backwards with me in it, and I tried to stand up and I couldn't.
Families held on for dear life before escaping.
I fell into my van, into my closet, trying to grab my great niece and to shield her from everything else.
This mother with young children is afraid to go home, where she says the quake ripped TVs off the wall and left the place in shambles.
I have one that has autism. He's actually in the park freaking out because I don't know if you've been feeling them, but the little tremors and stuff that we're having, he's like, we're going to die, we're going to die. We're not going to die.
The CEO of Ridgecrest Hospital was home 2 miles away when startled by the quake.
I actually went through the 1997 San Francisco earthquake. This was worse. It was a large bump up and down, and very, very scary.
He's grateful tonight no one was seriously injured, and his hospital is on the mend.
The hospital has sustained some significant water damage with broken pipes. We have some cosmetic wall gaps as well.
Structural engineers came up from Los Angeles to help assess the damage, but this hospital will need clearance from the state before it can reopen, and the CEO says that may take at least a week.
And I'm Darsha Phillips, just down the street from Beverly here at the Big Lots in Ridgecrest, and it can just show you just the damage that some of the stores had to face after the 6.4 magnitude earthquake. You can see a lot of items on the floor there and what appears to be some abandoned shopping carts as folks just tried to get out of the store. So many of these stores in Ridgecrest now having to clean up. Footage from inside the East Ridge liquor store the moment the 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck.
You just want to protect yourself, you know? So I try to hide behind the shelves, just do anything that I can just protect myself, you know?
Next door at the Thrift and Wash laundromat, the ceiling buckled right on top of a customer. Thankfully, he wasn't injured. The owners of the laundromat say they will have to close for at least a week to make repairs.
My dad and I are very optimistic. We're very happy, and it's going to take a lot more than this to bring us down. All across Ridgecrest, stores had a huge mess to clean up.
Very strong frames, all 8-door frames. They just fell back. Because of the earthquake, you know, all the soda, water, and juices, and all those, everything, just a big mess.
Stater Brothers looked like this shortly after the quake, but employees came in on their day off to clean up and open the store for customers. Ridgecrest residents like Lorna Barron thankful for the stores that stayed open, giving them a place to go and get supplies after a terrifying morning.
My floor was going up and down, up and down. Both of my big screen TVs fell off the wall. My pictures fell off the wall. And up there at the top stairs, and I live up and down, it was going back and forth, back and forth.
Now, there were a handful of stores here in Ridgecrest that were able to reopen today, but stores like this one, the Big Lots, have signs on them that say closed until further notice. That's the latest from Ridgecrest. I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.